You reach for a light switch, it doesn't turn on. For half a second, your whole body changes. Your pulse quickens, your ears sharpen, your skin prickles. Nothing has actually happened. No threat exists, just darkness. And yet your ancient brain is already screaming. Here's the strange part. Logically, there's no danger. You live in a locked house in a modern city in the safest era humans have ever known. But logic doesn't override this fear. Something older does. Most people assume fear of the dark is a childhood glitch, something we simply outgrow, a bedtime problem, not a biological one. That assumption is wrong. In 2013, researchers at Duke University found something. Darkness measurably impairs human threat detection. Our pupils widen, but detail collapses. Motion becomes guesswork. For a species built on vision, that's catastrophic. 90% of our sensory processing depends on sight. Take away light, and evolution's favorite tool goes dark. So our ancestors adapted, not by fixing the eyes, but by rewiring the fear response. Picture East Africa, 2 million years ago. The sun drops below the horizon. Temperature falls fast. A small group of early hominins huddles near a dying fire. Beyond the flickering light, there is nothing but sound. A branch snaps. Something breathes. They cannot see it. They cannot identify it. They can only wait. This waiting shaped something permanent in the human nervous system. Because for millions of years, nightfall genuinely meant danger. Lions hunt more efficiently at night. Leopards ambush from above in near total darkness. Early humans were exposed prey the moment the sun disappeared. Evolution doesn't reward comfort, it rewards survival. Humans who felt uneasy in darkness survived more often. That unease became instinct. Instinct became inheritance. Fear of the dark isn't really about darkness, it's about uncertainty. In 2011, researchers at the University of Toronto found this. Darkness itself doesn't trigger anxiety. Ambiguity does. A shadow that could be a coat rack or an intruder. Your brain doesn't wait to find out. It prepares for the worst-case scenario first. This is called threat anticipation bias, and it once saved lives. A human who imagined a predator and was wrong lost nothing. A human who failed to imagine a predator and was right lost everything. So evolution built a brain that assumes danger by default. Not because you're irrational, because your ancestors who assumed danger outlived the ones who didn't. Here's where the story escalates from personal to social. Nighttime fear didn't just protect individuals, it restructured entire communities. Anthropologists studying the Hadza of Tanzania find something remarkable. Nighttime is when storytelling peaks, not during the day when there's work to do. At night, when danger is highest, everyone gathers closest. Fear pulled early humans into tighter circles. Tighter circles meant shared vigilance. Shared vigilance meant survival. Fear of the dark didn't just protect the individual, it helped build the tribe. This is the first major perspective shift. Fear of the dark isn't a personal weakness. It's a social technology. It taught humans to rely on each other after sunset. But there's a second shift coming, and it's stranger. Because humans didn't just adapt to darkness, they tried to defeat it. Roughly 400,000 years ago, something extraordinary happened. Early humans learned to control fire. Night no longer meant total vulnerability. Fire pushed back predators. Fire extended the day. Fire let humans see each other's faces after sunset. Archaeologists found early fire evidence at Wonderwork Cave. This reshaped how early humans experienced night. For the first time, darkness had a boundary, and that boundary changed the human brain again. Communities that gathered around firelight didn't just stay safe. They started talking, sharing, bonding. This nightly ritual laid the foundation for language and storytelling. The fear that kept us apart from darkness built human culture. Now here's the third shift, the one that hits closest to home. You don't live near lions. You don't sleep beside a dying fire, and yet the fear hasn't gone anywhere. Walk down a dark hallway alone. Notice your pace quicken. Hear a noise in an unfamiliar house at night. Notice your body react before your mind finishes the thought. That's not superstition. That's ancient hardware running in a modern body. Your brain hasn't caught up to streetlights, deadbolts, or smartphones. It's still bracing for a leopard that no longer exists nearby. This is the strange truth sitting underneath the whole investigation. The switch flips. The room floods with light. And in an instant, the fear disappears entirely. But it doesn't disappear because the threat was never real. For 100,000 generations, light meant survival, and darkness meant a test. Every time you flinch at a shadow, you're not malfunctioning. You're remembering. You're carrying forward the instinct that built fire, language, and cities. So the next time your heart rate spikes in the dark, don't call it fear. Think of it as inheritance. Somewhere, an ancient version of you is still standing watch. You're standing exactly where every human before you once stood,